This is Andy Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Benavidez Sr here in Saudi Arabia. Jose, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing really good, man. Super excited to be in Saudi Arabia here. Man, we got a great, tough fight this Saturday. Anthony Yarde against David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. So I can't wait, man, to give the fans a great show and a great performance.
For how long would you say you guys have been somewhat aware of Anthony Yarde? Because he's not the name which you guys have been calling for. You've called for the champions, you've called for Canelo. Anthony isn't the name that's been mentioned. So for how long have you guys kind of
You know,
kept
I
trying him?
didn't really know nothing about Anthony Yarde until that fight was given to us.
Yeah.
We were supposed to fight Callum Smith. I don't know what happened. That fight fell off. They offered the fight to Benavidez. He didn't want to take it. They offered the fight to Bivol. He didn't want to take it. And there we go. You know, they say, hey, you want to fight Anthony Yarde? We say, yes, let's make it happen. Call him, 5 minutes, the fight was made.
With regards to all of that, so I know with Callum, from what Eddie Hearn said, the same offer was proposed to Anthony Yarde, he accepted it. But with regards to Bivol and Benavidez, did you get an answer as to why they
Didn't
weren't
accept it.
willing to
Yeah,
fight?
I don't know what happened. They didn't want to accept the fight, Bivol or Benavidez. So Anthony Yarde was the one that put his hand up, and like I said, that fight was made. They asked me, they asked him. I said yes right away. They asked him, in 5 minutes, it was made.
So obviously with Anthony in the past, when he's stepped up, he's fallen short at world level, and the only other defeat he's had in his career, he's corrected twice against Lyndon Arthur. So what are you expecting from him?
I'm expecting a tough fight, a fighter that's super hungry, a fighter that is going to leave everything inside the ring, because I believe that maybe this could be his last chance to fight for a world title. It's a great opportunity. He had a lot of time. He says that on his past fights, he did not have enough time to get ready, and he still gave a great show. So now with a lot of time and all that, we expect Anthony Yarde very dangerous, hunger, and I'm pretty sure, you know, like he says, he was going to do a shootout. So I guarantee you it's going to be an exciting fight. There's going to be blood. There's going to be broken ribs. There's going to be broken noses. And I think that David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde are going to steal the show on Saturday.
Is that something that we should expect to see then, in terms of, you know, when your son fights, he's high energy, he's aggressive, likes to let his hands go. So the mixture of his style and Anthony Yarde's style will lead towards a fan-friendly encounter.
It's a war. It's going to be a war. Like I said, it's going to be a war. The style of Anthony Yarde and the style of David Benavidez, they're going to come forward. You know, both of them. David does not want to give the belt away. Anthony Yarde is going to try to take the belt away. So I'm just excited. And these are the kind of fights that we're trying to give the fans. Fights that are 50-50 fights. Fights that are exciting. Fights that you don't know what's going to happen. You know, but at the end of the day, I believe that David's in another level. I believe that David has more experience, is more accurate. He's a better fighter all around. But we'll see on Saturday. But I believe that David is going to come out victorious, and I think probably I could say the plan is, hopefully the knockout comes like in about 7 or 8 rounds. You know, we're going to take him to deep waters, see if he can swim. If not, he's going to drown.
Have you had any assurances that, provided Saturday goes to plan, there is the Bivol fight or the Benavidez fight, just a Canelo fight, whoever it may be, have you had any assurances that it is one of those big established names next up for you?
For sure. You know, David has been recognized all over the world as an exciting fighter. People has already accepted him, the Mexican monster. So he had to prove himself. He still keeps proving himself. So I think David's in another level at this point. You know, he's only 28 years old. So whatever happens or whatever, his future looks bright. You know, he's only 28 years old. Canelo lost when he was like 22. Manny Pacquiao lost when he was super young. So at the end of the day, you know, they make history, you know. So we're not thinking about losing, and we're thinking about fighting the elite fighters. You know, we want to fight the monsters after this, you know. We want to fight Benavidez, Be Bold, Zurdo Ramirez, Apitaya, whoever's up there, you know, that brings a lot of danger to our fights, you know.
I asked David this a few weeks ago, and I put it to you, Jose. Again, provided Saturday goes to plan, if you had the chance of fighting one of Bivol or Benavidez, who are the other two recognised names in the division, who do you think would provide him with a tougher test?
You know, I don't really care about these two fighters. They're great fighters, don't get me wrong. You know, they're the monsters of the division. When I said I don't care, we can fight Benavidez, Be Bold, whenever, whoever wants to come in first, you know. They're both dangerous. To me, they're the most dangerous fighters right now at 175. So it doesn't matter. As long as they want to fight, that's who I care. It doesn't matter if I want Be Bold if he doesn't want to fight. or better if he doesn't want to fight, you know. So whoever wants to fight, let's make that fight happen next.
I know it's something you've been asked, on the back end of every one of David's fights, but are you confident that a fight with either Bivol or Benavidez will at least line up next if Saturday goes to plan?
I'm very confident of David that he can beat B-Ball. I'm very confident that he can beat Better Beef. So at the end of the day, you know, we're very comfortable with what we have and how hard we work. So I'm comfortable that he can beat anybody at 175. So all the 175s right there, you know, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk as well about Canelo, what he's going to do with his future. Do you still have a hope that your son can face Canelo, or on the back of a Crawford fight, is it something that you've kind of put to the back of your mind now?
Canelo was avoiding David for a long, long time, 5-6 years. What makes you think that he wants to fight David now when he got stronger and better and Canelo's declining? You know, the body's not the same. The reflexes are not the same. I think my best advice to Canelo is, you know, retire. You know, because at the end of the day, he's done so much for boxing, you know, and the body doesn't want to go anymore. You know, I hear that they're going to have a second fight with Terrence Crawford. I think it's going to be the same thing. Terrence Crawford's going to beat him again, you know. Like I said, you know, Terrence Crawford, I don't think he can hurt Canelo. He's a little guy, but I think the outcome is going to be the same. So if he faces David Benavidez, guarantee he's going to go to the hospital.
I mean, on that note then, and depending on what happens there, your son's a big boy. It was always a mystery how he made 168. He seems to be very well fleshed out now at 175. It looks like he could suit cruiserweight in the near future. How far off do you feel like a move to cruiserweight?
You know, if everything goes well, like I said, we're focused 100% on this fight with Anthony Yarde. The second plan will be fight Sudo Ramirez for his 2 titles. And that's the plan. You know, but like I said, let's first things first. Let's look at spectacular this Saturday, and then we see where we at, what we do. But there's so many good things ahead of David's career.
Just a couple of things I want to get your thoughts on as well. Obviously, another big fight on this card is Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. How do you see that one unfolding?
I think it's a tough fight for both of them. It's another great fight. It's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. Both guys are hungry. You know, David Haney is coming to take the belt from Norman. I don't think he's going to let him have him that easy, so it's a tough fight. Then we have on the undercard also Bam Bam, you know, another great fight, exciting fight. The whole card is stacked, man, and you know, at the end of the day, Bam Bam is it's an exciting fighter. He's fighting a fighter that's super exciting too, so that's going to be another war right there.
And then just the final one, just to wrap all of this up. I'm sure you've seen it and you've been asked about Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. Wasn't on the bingo card for this year, so what do you make of it?
Yeah, when I heard that, you know, I was like, hey, that's a good fight. Then I started thinking, wow, Anthony Joshua's bigger than Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua was a gold medalist, a world champion. He's not at that elite, you know, level right now. But I think, you know, Jake Paul, you know, could be in serious problems, you know. He could get dropped. He could get knocked out by AJ, you know. I think it's in my opinion, it's a little bit too much. But if Jake Paul can beat AJ, he's ready for a title. He's ready to face anybody at the division. You know, doesn't make sense. So that's another great fight, another great test to prove everybody that he belongs here. And I think with that fight, if he beats AJ, there's no questions. Give him a title. Let him fight for a world title.
How likely would you say is that could actually happen? Because 99.999% of people expect to see Anthony Joshua produce a demolition job on Jake Paul.
That's what I'm saying. Anything can happen. And I don't see Jake Paul winning. I'm being honest. I like Jake Paul. A big shout out to Jake Paul and everything that he's done. You know, he's done great and he's getting better and better and better. But like I said, this is a big test for him. I ask, if he beats AJ, he needs to fight for a world title.
Well, Jose, listen, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. Obviously, go and catch up with the rest of your team. Enjoy the rest of your week here in Riyadh, and obviously good luck to everybody on Saturday night.
Thank you.